get you back. So anyway, but yeah, that's keeping up with the Bidens, y'all, and we'll see how this. I know this year ain't gonna end right, but
garbage and sanitation worker. No, they want to live in big houses that they see on videos.
You know, my thing is, I thought it was funny because it was the caller that did it, but at the end of the day, it's when you're a public figure,
that the whole thing makes me sick to my stomach.
You know what I'm saying? 99.9% of the time, I love living in this, country that we're free and we have this freedom of speech. But every now and then,
when she
listen,
the Trump,
brother, if she could turn back the hands of time, Doc, ain't no Dave Chappelle, I'll tell you that.
And so you need to be put out and put on notice. The hell no.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
Where Yolanda go? Now listen, you do not cut off early when you own the clock. Don't ever cut out early again. You hear me? You do the whole 45 minutes. You don't cut out early. Hey y'all, it's Monday, and I am so excited to see y'all. Oh, it has been like 7 days since we've seen y'all. It is all good. Y'all know what? We have so much to talk about. I'm not going to waste any time because I keep getting hit on the back with these whips and I'm tired of it. So, ma'am, can you bring the family on? Ladies and gentlemen, you have with us today, you have Brother Lee Black, our resident Jehovah's Witness. You have Kenny, the voice with the most, and you have Madam. It's so much I can say. I won't even go there. But again, ladies and gentlemen, she does have her shoulders out for y'all this evening, so we appreciate that. So, and then, ladies, the power with the hour is Madam Brittany. Thank you so much, ma'am, for all that you do. And
yes,
so, again, this is your family, and we are here to bring you the best morning show that you can watch at night. And I'm excited to talk because these people have great opinions. They have hot topics, and they get in your business. And today, let's get started with January 6th, if you don't mind, please, y'all. Let's just say this for the most part. We don't race bait here, but my goodness, I mean, listen. When you see, what do you say? If it walk like a duck, it talk like a duck, it quack like a duck. Listen, it must be a duck. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna tell y'all like this. It was a few of us out there, you know what I'm saying? We was out there marching right along with them other boys. But I'm going to tell you something. It's something about that other side. It just don't add up, y'all. So listen, as they are handing down all these sentences about the January 6th committee, from the January 6th insurrection, ladies and gentlemen, there is a black Trump supporter that was sentenced to 63 months. I'm going to do the math real quick in my mind. That's about 5 years.
Right.
Man, that was quick, man. Listen, I like math. 5 years. I don't know. He must have killed somebody. Because I know he just wasn't one that was walking in there with his cap outside cane he had. No harm, brothers. I'm just saying. I'm just talking. The brother got 5 years, y'all. I mean, listen, at best, the Caucasian persuasion is they trying to force 8 to 12 months. Black, how you get 5? How you get 5 years?
Hey,
it must be from prior warrants or something.
When you run with the big dogs, I couldn't be happier.
Is that what it is?
Obviously, we know it is a microcosm of our justice system in every possible way on full display. But I couldn't be happier. Maybe this will serve as a sign. Keep your black ass away from this.
Wait a minute, ma'am. Black said he don't run with the big dogs. This remind me of when Arsenio and then was shooting at Eddie.
Yeah, in Harlem Nights, yes.
Stop shooting that.
Right.
What you butt out there for, man? Ma'am, You got 5 years. It got to be some kind of compound going
It
on here.
actually it made my day. I was so tickled. I ain't gonna lie. I was
Me too.
so tickled.
Man.
I was actually like upset about something at that moment in my life. Well, I heard that and I was tickled pink. It just made the rest. So what he gonna do? He gonna go to prison and join the Aryan Nation? What he gonna
What?
do? What he
What?
gonna do? Where does he? I mean, it's federal prison, so it won't be hard on him. But I think they gave this brother more than they gave anybody
Oh yeah, they
else.
did.
I
They
don't
And it
even
was
did.
think.
so easy to find this black ass because he's in the middle of the crowd with him because he about the only little chocolate milk dud out there. It absolutely made he wasn't hard to find. He wasn't hard
Man,
to find.
listen, y'all. Listen. His name is here's the beauty. This is black. This is the irony. His name is Mark Ponder.
Ponder that. Ponder that.
You got about 5 years of pondering, bro.
Oh,
In the jail, bro. You know, he said, "I never meant for this to happen, and only came to the Capitol to be a part of a peaceful protest." Well, listen, you probably got as much for your sentence as the rest of these clowns going to get collectively.
Yep.
Kenny,
Mm-hmm.
Kenny. I mean, I want to see his mama because I listen. I know she got something good to say about that clown.
All I can say is, hopefully his good buddies will put some money on his commissary and don't drop the soap. That's the only thing I can tell Mark. Ponder that, man. You know what? I'm just showing all my pearly whites, man, because you know, hey, you go messing around with them. You go messing around with them folks, man. You ain't gonna get the same kind of treatment.
That's right.
You gonna catch the brunt of it, and he caught it. I don't feel sorry for him.
Me neither.
He's a, you know what? I ain't gonna say that, but he's a Sambo. He's a Sambo, and that's what he get for licking boots. So
Man.
Anyway, you get what you
Looking for the word
deserve.
coon. Can I say coon?
Yes, ma'am. I'll say this: that he may get off easy up there with the nation in the pen, because you know. But I don't know. Maybe them brothers might slap him upside his head real good. I just don't see.
They will.
Yeah,
They
I don't see
will.
nothing good come out of this, man. So I just want y'all to know, we got to call a spade what a spade is. Y'all see it firsthand. But we not listen. The reason why the NAACP and all the other black affiliates are not up in the uproar because the dummy went fighting for something that we don't believe in. So good luck with that, boss.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Because ain't nobody spoke on his behalf from the NAACP, the ACLU. Nobody.
What
He got to be
about
on the island by himself.
What about Candace Owens? Has she said anything on his
Oh, you
behalf?
know what? I don't know. I hadn't seen anything
Me
from
neither. I
her.
hadn't heard anything.
Huh, that's a good question.
Well, we'll keep the story open, I guess. We got 5 years until we figure it out. So. Good Lord.
Right.
I think black gonna be on Social Security by that time. Anyway, all right. Why y'all leaving? Why are y'all leaving? Listen, there is a report in the news in North Carolina. They hired a black town manager. And if y'all don't know what a black town manager, just think about if you was working at a corporation and it was a shift leader, right? They're not the mayor, they're not the governor, but they just manage the town.
Right.
And there's this town in North Carolina, and this young lady, she's black. Again, we don't race bait, but we report the news. And apparently when they hired this woman, Josh Gibson, which was one of the officers in North Carolina, he sent his letter of resignation and let her know, please accept this letter of resignation from the position of chief of police effective to, I guess he's effective in 2 weeks. I don't know how long, but apparently this was in the town of Neely, but then the rest of the officers went with him. Kenny, how you make sense of this? Now, okay, I mean, some things are just obvious.
I mean, there's no way to make sense of it, but it's obvious.
She ain't even done nothing to him yet.
She hadn't even started yet. And you decide that you can no longer work under these conditions. Well, we all know what that is. You don't want to work under a African American woman that's gonna tell you gonna be in your business.
Yes.
Hey, business gonna be ran differently now. All this other, because that's a small town from what I read. It's not a real big town.
No.
So all this little good old boy stuff y'all was probably doing, the sister gonna come in here and it's gonna be some checks on that. So they probably felt like, you know what? Nah, we ain't getting ready to take no orders from no black woman. So we out of here.
Sister, this officer has been working there for 21 years. And you mean you have that level of disdain for a woman that took I listen, come let me hear your perspective.
I mean, maybe they should do that everywhere. If that's how you get
That's how we do police reform, huh?
maybe they should hire a black woman everywhere, even if it's temporary. But just let her know you ain't got to do it that long. Just do it for about 6 to 9 months, and then you can go on about your business. But just help us get rid of all the nonsense. And if that's what works, if that's what gets rid of those people with those types of mentality, I think it's a great idea. She should be happy. Maybe she can get some decent folks up in there if they all go.
With a small town like that, I'm not sure it's a lot of crime that's going on there, right?
Probably not.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is what I'm gonna say. Like, bruh, if what they're telling me, Black, is y'all got a lot of corruption in that town as it comes to officers. And if y'all gonna do that, that means y'all don't want to be held accountable for what she gonna go in there and look at. I mean, Black, listen, you normally can pull a rabbit out your tail. Pull one out. Is this beyond racism?
No. To me, this is it's as blatant as it can be. But I'm gonna tell you why I applaud this. Because this is where I implore my people to open your eyes and wake up. I've been preaching for a while that while we're so focused on the big election, you've
been saying it, Doc.
We got that mummified idiot in office right now replacing Agent Orange. These are people that in all reality, we're never going to sit down to dinner with them. I've been preaching this for a while. You want to affect true change is at the smaller local levels. I love that you guys pointed out that this is a small town. This is blatant racism at its finest. And this is where they've come out the woodwork. I love it because now we don't have to wonder and guess, we know what this is. But guess what this is showing us? This should be a model for us to follow. Because while we as African Americans only make up 13% of the population, think about where we're located strategically in the United States and some of the bigger cities that we do occupy. The New Yorks, the different parts of Georgia and Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, things like that. Imagine if we use this as a model. See, the problem with Black people, my people, and I love my people, we're so damn forgiving, it's to our own detriment. When are we going to use their same model that they're using against us? That if they're going to make it that obvious, guess what? All these little parishes right here in Georgia, Arkansas, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, I can go down the list. Take that same stand. You know what I'm saying? They've been wanting us to go back to Africa for the longest. Why not take that same model and on these council boards and things of that nature? We got these people in different cities and states that's affecting our lives every day. Forget about the big election. Collectively band together. It's time Black people stand together and take a blatant stand. We don't have room anymore for sitting on the fence and for the gray areas. They're telling you what they think about you, returned in kind, and let them know we appreciate that. Thank you for showing me the way. Jump on board, Black people. We can do the same damn thing.
Yeah, that's one thing I want to say about old Neely, North Carolina. Y'all don't know, these women, they grew up turning meals and trash into meals. Right. They've made ways out of listen, they have made a rundown home and turned it into a 5-star hotel with nothing. So don't think that her resilience won't allow her to walk this thing out. Y'all didn't do nothing.
Right.
Y'all gave us pig intestines and now y'all want to eat it. Y'all threw us lobsters and now y'all want to eat it. So we just figure it out, right? So that's you give us cornmeal and we make cornbread. So
Right.
All right. So I'm just telling y'all finna see something very interesting happen in the town of Neely. Because that young lady, she's gonna put in some work there. So
Yeah.
I'm only reporting what's being put out there. So if he didn't do it, if they didn't leave, then we wouldn't look at it like that.
Right. Yep.
Feel
It is
bad.
what it is. The pulse of America. This is where we are right now. So
Right.
it is.
Right. Exactly. Thank you, Brittany. You're just moving us right along. I appreciate that.
She pushing this train on down the track.
She's just so productive. I mean, my goodness, I can only imagine how your house is ran.
Old Brittany. Yeah.
All right, brother Kenny, man.
What's going on?
I know at least one thing you're gonna talk about, and that's figures, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. You know, it was a bittersweet day yesterday. We lost a legend from the NBA world by the name of William Felton Russell. Most people know him as Bill. Bill Russell died on yesterday at the age of 88. He was 11-time NBA champion, 5-time MVP, 12-time All-Star. He averaged 22.5 rebounds per game in his career. He was awarded the Medal of Freedom by former President Barack Obama in 2011. He retired in 1969 at the age of 35, and he was the first black coach ever in the NBA.
I did not know that.
First ever. He won 2 championships as a player coach. He was the first black inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame in 1975, and he refused to go. The reason why? Because he said that there should be more blacks inducted into the Hall of Fame. I shouldn't have been the first, so I'm not coming to the ceremony. So he did not go to his induction ceremony. Again, most people know him as the guy that played with the Celtics in the 11 championships, but there's another tidbit about him. He was a big-time civil rights fighter. If you remember, a lot of people don't remember, but if you go look in your history, the 1967 Cleveland Summit is one of the most iconic pictures ever. It was a picture of Bill Russell, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Bobby Mitchell, and others, and they were there to support Muhammad Ali because of his refusal to fight in the Vietnam War. Not only did he do that, he supported Medgar Evers when Medgar Evers was murdered. He went to Mississippi and he started an interracial integrated basketball camp. Bill Russell was more than the man on the court. He was a man out in the streets, you know. So we definitely want to pay homage to him. I just want to get you guys' thoughts. I know, Miss Devin, I don't know if you follow basketball or anything like that, but I know you've heard of Bill Russell. What are your thoughts?
I have, and I just hope that everyone's paying this homage to him, you know, and making as big a deal out of it as you are in this moment. I think that's like a really big deal. I didn't even know all those accolades though until you said those. Like I knew he was important and I knew he was somebody, but I did not know all of that. So I actually appreciate you bringing this up and telling me who it is that this man is besides to what I just thought he was. I just thought he was another great black basketball player who also contributed to the civil rights movement, but I didn't know he did as much as he did. So I actually appreciate you for bringing this to my attention.
Well, I appreciate that, Miss Devin. Brother Black, I know you talked about it yesterday. What's your thoughts on the passing of one of the most iconic NBA legends to ever play the game?
And I've watched the tributes all day today, and I was very proud of how they sending him off to a certain extent. And it made me think of a Bible scripture where the Bible talks about better is the day of your death than when you're born because you've made a name for yourself. I know Brother Brenton would appreciate this. When we come into this world, you know, we haven't made a name with God yet, you know. So to be leaving here at 88 and you hear the expression of life well lived, this is the very definition of that. And I love the fact that today they talked about the 11 championships. Forget the numbers. Statisticians throw that out the window. What's remarkable to me about him is he did it on his own terms. There are very few people, you know, that look like me that went through the things he went through, and he did it with grace and style, but he did it like a true black man. You know what I'm saying? Right. And you talked about that iconic picture, you know, and think about those people that you mentioned, Lou Alcindor, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and him. They weren't shrinking violence as black men. They stood up in the face of racism at a level that these athletes can't begin to think of, and they did it while they was in their prime, all standing up, being a black man for real,
Right.
being vocal about it, you know what I'm saying, risking it. Real quick, I like how they talked about one stat. This man will be on court on a Friday night where the Boston Garden is cheering him his lights out, and the very next day they're vandalizing his home,
His daughter told that story to the New
smearing
York Times. Yeah.
feces, and the very next night.
Right.
This is,
right.
you know, and then for him to have to play through that every single day, and then just even as he aged, I never saw somebody age with such grace and style, the same level of ferocity, mental capacity, you know, and the way they revered him. And so even when he walked in, you think Michael Jordan is revered. When Bill Russell walked in a room,
Yeah.
he is the man.
Right. Brother Brenton, your thoughts on Mr. Russell
Man,
and his life?
Yeah, he was very distinguished, right? I you know, and just looking at this in its entirety, I'm gonna take a little perspective left here. It kind of puts you into the mindset of who the players are now from who they were back then. You know what I'm saying? And to for people now to hear more and more truth about who Bill Russell was, I can honestly say this. For a generation who love to be like Mike, we should want to live like Bill.
That's dope.
See,
That's
the reality is we wanted to be like Mike because it was glamorous and
right,
you know, fantastic. But when Mike died, you ain't gonna hear all this. You're not gonna hear this. We're gonna keep buying the shoes, we're gonna keep selling clothes. But what you want to live like is like Bill. Bill left a real legacy.
He did.
Mike leaving merchandise.
Yeah.
But Bill Russell left a legacy. And so I just want y'all to know, as you get older, you may want to be like Mike as a kid, but when you get older, you want to live like Bill. Leave something for the people to talk about. Yeah. So
and my last little tidbit on Mr. Russell, peace be upon him. If you didn't know, the NBA Finals trophy is named after him, the MVP. So whoever wins the MVP in the NBA Finals, it's the Bill Russell's NBA MVP Finals trophy.
They just did that, right?
They just did that a couple of years ago. Okay. They just made that change a couple of years ago. And then my other last thing that I'm gonna get out of here, the two big superstars during that time was Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. Those were the first two NBA superstars in the 50s and 60s, and they both were friendly rivals. Just an interesting tidbit on this. Bill Russell eulogized Wilt Chamberlain at his funeral. That shows you how close of friends they were. So again, we're sending off William Felton Russell. Peace be upon you. Job well done, soldier. And hopefully we'll never forget you and what you left for all of us. So anyway, that's been my sports moment. Back to you, Brent.
Man, I'm telling y'all better stop playing with us. Man, we in here working. Thank you, Brother Kenny. I tell you, hey, party over here. Yeah, we'll see. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know the two major parties in this country is the elephant and the donkey. The Republicans and the Democrats. Well, currently there are a group of people that are formed by three different political groups that have emerged in the recent years. America's increasingly polarized, gridlocked political system. These leaders are coming up. They said they're not the left, they're not the right. But ladies and gentlemen, they want to introduce a new Republican Party, Forward Party. Now, I don't believe that this is the first time this has happened.
No, it's not.
That's right.
It's not.
That's right. But this is interesting because, again, for the sake of people having to raise money, well, money is coming to the table with this new party. Andrew Yang, which is clearly a billionaire, right? New York's and what was the other person? It was a woman. Or no, Brenton. I don't remember who the other person was, but there's a couple of people along with Andrew Yang that's trying to build this new party called the Forward Party, which is a party who is not trying to be just left, not trying to be just right. They hope the party will become a viable alternative to the Republican and Democratic Party that dominate U.S. politics. Founding members told the article Reuters. Kenny, I know they're gonna try really hard, but last time I checked, when you pull sheep out the ditch, they're gonna run and jump back in it. How far is this going, Kenny?
I don't know. Boy, your Brentonisms, boy, be killing me, Brenton.
Hey, man.
You be killing me.
Hey, man. Listen, man. My little brother told me it was a dark day in 1980.
Oh, it was a dark day.
Hey, man. They said the clouds didn't go right.
Man, listen here. I think there should be another viable party. I do. I don't think you'll ever see it happen. I think didn't the Tea Party try to?
There's a lot of subsidiaries inside.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of factions that I know that they've tried it. But me personally, I could care less. We got bigger fish to fry. My thing is, as far as both the parties we have now, I really don't rock with either one of them. Be honest with you, I'm more probably independent now than I've ever been in my life. So, will it happen? They can throw all the money they out there, but it ain't gonna be sustainable. I don't see it happen. I think this country is always gonna be a two-party system. It's just the way it's set up.
And Yang was a Democrat back in 2021. Right. He tried to run for president. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even think he made it out of New Hampshire.
He didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
He did.
And so now he became an independent, and the Severe American Movement, a group of Democrats, Republicans, and independents, who executive director is a former Republican Congressman, David Jolly. That's who it was. This party platform is to reinvigorate a fair, flourishing economy. See, the problem with this, y'all, and I'm gonna give this to you, ma'am. We've had somebody try to come in and drain the swamp, right? So we've heard this alt government position. What do you think, ma'am?
I mean, I've heard of it off and on. I never really gotten the whole party thing, the Republican versus Democrat, because I don't like, but I'm different. I don't like to be forced to kind of pick a side. I've always been kind of more like in the independent type thing, but that has never ever worked. Like everybody always picks a side, so I don't think it's going to work. In my mind, I want to say that money talks, and if you get the right person and the right person with the right amount of money to push this, maybe it will work. But I don't know, because it has yet to succeed. But I mean, I kind of like the attempt, but I don't think it will ever mean anything. And I just think it's all foolishness. But I don't like where the Republican Party has kind of gone, because now you have people who are literally ashamed of even claiming the Republican Party because of 45. And so I'd like for that narrative to change, but I honestly don't think it ever will.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, Black, I'm gonna hit you with this one. If they do come and try to be viable for the next presidency, who is it going to affect more, the Democrats or the Republicans?
Good question.
Honestly,
give me your own point.
Yeah, honestly, I think neither, because I think it's very interesting that you, in your Brentism, used sheep, and you talked about animals, because as a sheep, they still need a leader. Sheep will follow wherever the shepherd tells them to go, even to his own detriment.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So I think this is all of par for the course. It's foolishness, because you got one party represented by the elephant, an immovable mass that basically wants to eat and live in its own sphere, versus a jackass that needs to be beaten in order to do anything worthwhile. And then you have sheep. Why not get rid of the whole damn system? So my thing is, if you want to start a new party, let's throw all these damn idiotic animals out of the way. And if you're going to represent somebody, how about an animal that makes damn sense? Like an old wise owl or something.
Right,
or a panther or something, the king of the jungle. it's not lost on me that the animals that they're picking, none of them are fit to lead. And so this is just a waste of time. And the fact that Yang, who's a millionaire, is behind this, it's at the end of the day, we talk about it on this show all the time. This is about classism.
Yes, sir.
Right.
It's all about classism is what it comes down to. So let's say that this party does take off. Whose agenda are they going to follow? The LGBTQ community?
That's a whole. Oh, we about to go down a rabbit hole. And you said something there. What's up, Lamar?
Yeah, man. What's up, man? And the reality is, gentlemen and ma'am, this is what they said. So what? We don't have any policies yet. Duh, right? Because they in the closet. I'll move on.
I left it at that.
So come on out the closet, won't you? Yeah. Just tell us who you really are.
Yeah.
For Black tell y'all about that P Valley again. Y'all better watch it. I better watch it. Let's look at it. Look at it. Was last week's episode real good?
Last night was fantastic.
See, hey, all right. You got to. Okay, I ain't watching it. I don't plan on watching it. So,
Devin, you ain't watching it. Look at it. Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll leave it to Black. All right, man. What we got next? I'm doing on my time. Man, look at that. School ain't schooling no more, y'all. We about 9-10 days before school start.
Some started today.
Yep.
Some schools. Yeah, like I know. In Georgia, in some cities in Georgia have started. They started today. Yeah.
I remember when school used to be, they tried to do the whole year-round thing, on for 9, off for 6.
Oh, okay.
I remember that.
Okay.
I mean, it was real short-lived. But so apparently, ABC affiliate is reporting that Houston ISD has about 800 vacancies for teachers. Fort Bend ISD, 288 vacancies for teachers. Alden ISD has 452 vacancies. Cy-Fair ISD has 669. Now I'm gonna just tell y'all something. This is bothering me because we are lowering the standard for teachers. Now, the ones that were certified was having a problem sleeping with these kids.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm just saying, man. This is why you don't start no trouble, right? This is why you don't throw a rock in the water and don't expect for ripples to happen. This is the problem, right? And here's the statement that was given. Remember when y'all told all the teachers they should quit if they didn't like the crappy pay and the public hate?
Yeah, they quit, didn't they?
And now here you are.
Right.
Yeah. You gonna have to get kids that interning in the 12th grade to come y'all. This is getting bad, ma'am. You gonna dust off that teacher certificate? Cause we know you got trucking, nursing.
Yeah, right.
You got your teaching.
No, because I'll fight kids. But I can't deal with these young people today. Like they don't act like I did when I was a kid. It's a different set of folks. I'll be the first teacher carrying at school. It just wouldn't go well. But I'm afraid for these children and everything who are coming up. Like y'all, the education system, the school system is so whack and pointless. Like I there's a reason why other countries kind of laugh at us and with our education system. And at my job right now, I'm fortunate enough to work with so many different cultures. And the main thing they all complain about, and I am not joking, the number one complaint is our education system. They just said Americans, we do not have the same values when it comes to education and our kids. And basically, we're raising up a bunch of dummies with, they don't say those words, but that's pretty much what they're calling us. So that's why at my hospital, the majority of the physicians and things like that, and the people in the higher, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're not based from out of America.
Yeah.
Being honest.
Yeah.
So I'm so worried about them. And then the people who are a lot of the senior positions, it's a lot of people who became that because their uncle was the VP or the CEO, and they dumb as a box of rocks. So I'm real nervous about what this means for us in our education system, and it makes people like me feel like my degrees and certificates are just paperweights. It's just unnecessary. It's pointless.
Yeah, listen. There's one town that they said you don't listen. Even if you don't have a degree, we'll just work with you. Listen,
That's
they
what
just
I
want
heard that too. Yeah, I
they
heard
just
that.
want bodies in these seats, man, and it is ridiculous because this is all tied around what, Black? You know what it is? Money. And listen, they'll get mad at you if you don't bring your kid to school. So I mean, I seen how they used to flip it because right when the school used to end, all the kids would just leave, and they didn't have an issue with them leaving, but they wanted them to leave until they got that official
Right,
count to get
right.
that
So
money.
they get that state money. They get that funding. Yeah.
Man, this is
Exactly.
listen. I don't know what. Okay, y'all barely learning now. So what y'all finna do? Start shooting dice? What, playing cards? What they gonna do this year, Black?
I work in education, so the battle's already lost. You know, and I'm this is not Chicken Little screaming at the wind saying the sky's falling. You know, I'm giving you the true inside scoop here. You know, because I did teach when I first moved here to Georgia. My intention was to teach.
Yeah.
You know, that was really what I came to do. I fell in love with teaching. You know, I had 25 years in retail management. And when I went back to school at 40 to get my degrees, I fell in love with education. I realized, oh my God, I could do this, you know. So when I showed up here in Atlanta, Georgia, with a master's degree, they wouldn't let me teach because I didn't have teaching certification.
Ain't that crazy?
So I'm coming to you with 25 years of management experience and two
Wow.
business degrees.
Right.
But I didn't have teaching certification. But I was still able to teach, you know, in schools because this is going to blow your mind. The numbers you gave about how many teachers out on any given, the vacancies on any given day. I know right now, I'm out of work. I'm not working. I'm looking for work. But if I wanted to work right now, I can walk into an agency right here in Georgia, fill out some forms. The requirement to be a substitute teacher is a high school diploma. And so I can make the $125 a day if I just want a little money coming in. That literally is my fallback plan, that if I ever got to a point that I just needed some money before I would drive Uber, I'll go teach these dumbass kids in these schools, you know, and I'm calling them that because they're not teaching them anything. In the interest of time, when students come in on Monday,
We got time.
nobody's talking about education because everybody's debriefing from the weekend, including the teachers. On Tuesday, that's when the teachers finally think, well, let me pull out my agenda. So maybe let's see what we're going to learn this week. And then on Wednesday, it's literally you learn this in teaching, is the one day where students actually learn something. It's on Wednesday, the middle of the week. By Thursday, they're already thinking to Friday. And then these kids don't go to school for 2 full weeks before they're out for something. Teachers' Day, Parents' Day, in-service day, out-service day, whatever. So by the time they get to a level, if they make it through high school, what we're seeing now is that education is not valuable. So Sister Devin, you're more right, but it's way worse than that. It's way worse than that. So this Make America Great Again crap, we haven't been great in a long, long time, and we are the laughing stock of the free world. And so even at my level of college, I work for proprietary college, we're making money on the heels of dumbasses because we're selling them hopes and dreams that they will never actually become those things. Because we live in a nation now where we're not encouraging students to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, firemen, whatnot. They want to be influencers now. And you don't need a degree for that.
Right.
You just need a camera and a swift kick in your ass.
Yeah.
Wow. That's from the resident Jehovah's Witness. Thank you, sir. As my dad said, they have been definitely teaching just for testing for decades. And Kenny, I mean, let's just say we done got rid of home ec. They definitely kept sex education, but now they just tell you just pull a note out the box and then that's what you're gonna be. you know, and then get a couple rubbers on your way out. Y'all know how they doing it now. I mean, yeah, listen. Okay, okay. I don't even think do millennials and Z's know what rubbers are?
Yeah, they do. But
So,
they, I'm assuming they do. That's just
I
me
don't
assuming.
know.
I don't
I
know.
hope
I
so.
don't.
I hope
Right.
so though.
Okay, Kenny. Well, I mean, they're not going to fill these vacancies apparently.
Right.
And here's the thing:
Nope.
we can send billions to a country that's going to die by the hands of Bernard Putin, but we won't hear the cries of these teachers,
Yep.
Right.
so they can have an honest living.
Exactly. Right.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
Kenny, I mean, listen, the definition of insanity is in this moment,
Right.
right?
And what Mr. Haynes, how you doing, Papa Haynes? He's touched on what I want to say. I've got quite a few teacher friends, and they feel handcuffed because they have to teach the test. They got all these requirements they have to teach these students so they can pass all these state mandated tests, and it just became a lot of pressure on these teachers, and that's why these teachers are like, first of all, these badass kids. And then now you got this pressure on me to have to teach them to learn this curriculum to pass a test. And if I don't meet that, then it's something coming down on me. Then y'all not paying me anything. Why in the world should I continue to do this? And then we're not going to even talk about school safety. Let's think about that.
Wow.
About how these teachers, if I was a teacher, I probably would not want to teach in the public school system just because of not having any safety. I get it. I can understand why. And the only people that's going to suffer is our children.
Yep.
So if you're able, anybody, all my kids are grown, but if you're able, I would suggest parents to homeschool your kids if you can, if it's possible.
Not if you're the one that just graduated the last 2 or 3 years. Let them go, send them somewhere else, because I know the kind of education y'all been getting. It ain't gonna help nobody. At the end of the day, I am afraid that how can I say this nicely? I can't, so I won't say it. All right. I can't say it nicely, so I'm not gonna say it. Well, good luck to everybody. Teaching starts at home. I don't put so much on parents. Here it is. The reality is, y'all got all these vacancies, and the very people y'all gonna put in there is the ones that want to carry the guns in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? And then they're gonna end up shooting somebody. And then where y'all gonna go with that?
Right.
So good luck with all that, man. We'll see. All right, what we got next? Y'all. Let's just let the sister. She's gonna pimp them out right quick.
Man, y'all, I've been trying to avoid this dude because I just feel like, but he popped on my timeline. Bishop Lamore Whitehead, aka Pimping in the Pulpit, if y'all can remember the pastor from New York who claimed he had $1 million worth of jewelry stolen from him on live stream. Well, now it has come out that he has been accused and charged with stealing $90,000 from a member of congregation. Pauline Anderson, a 56-year-old woman, accused the Rolls Royce Gucci suit wearing, diamond encrusted jewelry wearing pimp of convincing her to liquidate her life savings and pay him a $90,000 investment in November 2020 with the promise that he would buy and renovate a home for her, according to the Brooklyn lawsuit. And he also agreed to pay her $100 a month since the savings was her only source of income. Y'all, I think this guy is absolute trash, and I don't see why they can't go after him with these roles and all these things that he owns. I gotta know kind of what y'all think about this and what we need to do to make our people wake up, because just like Brother Black, you mentioned that we're the most forgiving, we're also the most naive. what do you think, Black, that we need to do to make our people wake up and realize, I guess it's not just our people,
No, it's
that
not.
there are truly pimps in the pulpit?
Education, and it's ironic that we've gone from that story of education
Right.
to this one.
Right.
But we need education, to be honest with you. And this is sad because last week I talked about having our ears tickled, and then the Bible talks about this. But as a people, speaking to my people, you know, we need to again wake up and educate ourselves. Look, what I feel about organized religion, and Brother Brenton is calling me the resident Jehovah's Witness. I am, and I'm an inactive Jehovah's Witness. So let me state that, for the record. And there's a reason why that's important to say, because I don't want my views to be construed with how the organization is being run. I have issues with organized religion, and one of which is that as a people, we hold our leaders, our religious leaders, on such a high level that there's that sheep again that we will follow blindly, regardless. And so to take advantage, especially of the elderly, this is why I had to break away a little bit. I still believe in a lot of things, but this is where good old fashioned ass beating needs to come into play, because to take advantage of the elderly and this whole wealth preaching, that's why for me, I'm adamant about, I don't hide. I ain't giving you jack shit. I know, Kenny, I'm trying to do my best not to curse and everything, but I wish I would. I drive a Nissan Altima. And I wish I would give some jackleg preacher, some money that's driving a Lexus, and this son of a bitch got all kinds of gold chains. I will whoop his monkey ass all up and down them aisles. And now we need good old fashioned ass beatings. You want reality TV? String this son of a bitch up live on TV and whoop his ass.
I mean,
You let him go first.
Ken, well, yeah. I mean, Ken, I'm thinking dude stuff must all be in his mama name, because why is he for this woman to get her $90,000 back with all the things that he is flashing? Like, can you help me understand why it's hard to get this lady her $90,000 back? Is this dude got his light bill in his kid's name? Like, what's going on?
He probably do. He done flipped it. He flipped that game. He already did time on scheming and pimping before, so he know how to scheme the system. But let's not absolve this. She was 56, right, Devin? Is that 56. What you saying? Okay, now she's not old. Come on, lady. Come on, lady. Now I gotta call her out. You shouldn't have gave this man no $90,000. I don't care how much saved and sanctified you are, and you believe. Come on, you can be saved and sanctified, but God ain't gonna have you. You gonna still have some doggone sense. You've been saving. You gonna give your whole life savings to some cat? Come on. And he got up curtains in his church. Come on, ma'am, please, ma'am. That's on you. You lost $90,000. That's your fault for falling for this little pimp, played out player that's already been taking folks' money. So I can't really feel sorry for her, but she do deserve to get her money back. But back to this trash dude. Hey man, this is why people look at religion the way they look at it, man. We don't trust them. We don't trust you. And that makes it hard for those that really are preaching religion and are really for the people. These cats like that, man, they're the ones that get all the fame and the glory. But anyway, that's my thought. He trash, but we'll see if he get caught. We'll see.
Yeah. Brother Brenton, when is it okay to start asking what's happening to the contributions to the building fund? I mean, because he got a thumbtacks and handing out goldfish, and I mean, and they sitting on the floor and fold out chairs. I mean, when is it okay to ask how we still got curtains hanging up on the wall, but you in Gucci suits and in the robes? When is it okay to start asking questions and not feel like you're going to hell?
Okay. Y'all know I'm very passionate about this type of thing. I'm going to say two things here. Miss Devin, I may not answer your question. I apologize. But I'm going to say two things here. Number one, there is a war coming to the religious community, and that is a war between the pulpit and the pew. It's coming because all the old people, as this woman is, who is one of many ethnicity, gender, she is one of many who has just allowed this to carry on. This brother's a businessman. He's a businessman, and all he's doing is handling his business. But I'm gonna tell you something. I watched a show called The Americans, and if you've ever seen this show, they're spies, and one spy was trying to infiltrate this office, and so he needed to deal with the cleaning lady to get her to plant a bug in one of the offices. And so he went and he did something to her son to make him sick. And he made her son sick. And he said, "You got 24 hours or else he gonna die." And the man who made the spy told this woman, "I need you to do this and do it in 24 hours." And all of a sudden she started praying. This dude got so upset at himself because he was upset that he just found out that the woman is a religious woman. And so his partner said, "What are you upset about?" He said, "Do you know religious people do some of the dumbest things because of the name of God?" And so he said she may not do it because she think God will heal her son, and I'm literally finna kill him in 24 hours. And he said, if I don't convince her that he gonna die, or she think God gonna heal him, then she won't do what we need her to do. When I tell you, if my mind could blow for real off the top of my head, I said that's amazing. He was afraid because this woman had so much superstition about who God was that she was willing to sacrifice because God gonna heal her son. No, I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. God gonna heal my son. I mean, frustrated that man to no ends. This is the problem with people, and they're dying though. I just want to tell the pulpit, those people are dying. And the people that are coming up, they don't see that like the same way now. There's going to come a fight, and it's going to be between the pulpit and the pew. But I'm going to say this, it's well deserved. And I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. Well, unfortunately, this ended with, instead of him using the funds to pay this lady off, he purchased a house for $4.4 million in New Jersey. That's what he did with this woman's money. So this is when someone like me hopes that karma is real. God does what he tells me he's going to do. And I don't wish bad on this man, but I kind of do. I don't wish death on this man, but I do wish him turmoil, and I wish that he would suffer. I'm just being honest. Even if it's in prison, I want him to suffer for what he's done to these people who are so easily manipulated and so naive for the sake of religion and fear of not going to heaven, because that's what he's done. He's invoked fear in these people. But anyway, I'm going to go back to minding my business and getting away from Pastor BS. I just wait around to see how this unfolds, because now there's so much light has been shined on it. I'm hoping that we get great outcomes for it.
But what's the difference between him and Jim and Tammy Baker? Nothing.
Oh, nothing. Yo, they in the same boat.
And the same people are just as naive.
Yeah.
Giving all the money away. You know, it's just, again, here it is. I don't have a problem with you exploiting, doing whatever you want, because you know what? That 56-year-old woman is not a child. And if she's that silly to do that, then that's on her. I just got a problem with you doing it in the name of God. That's it. Nothing else. Listen, people getting hustled. Somebody just got hustled right now. I don't care about that part. But just stop doing it by the name of Jesus, because that's the problem. But again,
that's what works.
Yeah. Here's the well-deserved war that y'all asking for, because y'all wanted to play like that. So, all right. And listen, I could do a whole hour on this, but I'll move on.
Me too.
All right. Black, we may have to go do that one day. You know what I'm saying? Just go to work. Let's just work right quick, because they need it. All right. After all is said and done, we wasn't gonna bring. Listen, I tried that. I asked the family to vote. They wouldn't vote. So somebody spoke up, and here we are. We're gonna do it. And I want to come from this perspective, man. Put the picture up. So after it's all said and done, y'all remember the ultimate slap in the face, right, from Will Smith? If you got the picture, I thought you had a picture. Well, put it up. But so here it is. And listen. When it's all said and done and the dust is settled, I respect Chris Rock, because Chris Rock taught me something. And listen, Chris Rock ain't the first person to take a lick in the mouth either.
Mhm.
Like I think we've all have been exposed to either an embarrassing moment or someone trying to try us. Yeah, that moment right there, I think they should put that in Will's casket when he died.
Oh man, that's cold.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Y'all see that goat down there? That goat is Will. His name is Will Smith. And his boys. I'm gonna tell y'all something. What this showed me was, see, what Will is not. He is a comedian, but he's not. I mean, he does comedy, but he's not a comedian.
Right.
What you just saw there was brotherhood. Will gave an apology, and he wants Chris to accept his apology. And you know what Chris did? I ain't ready.
And that's okay.
And that's real.
Yeah.
And here's the moment. The moment that Will did what he did, it changed his life. I don't care how much money you got. You still black. And it's changing your life, Chief. And now Chris, because of his restraint, and that's why I respect him, because majority of us would have went down. But because that is a man that has restraint, that's a very powerful man. And what you just saw on that picture was power. Because Will can never recover from making a dumb decision. Kenny, when it's all said and done, how you take this moment now?
I just think, again, I think Will, he's going to recover. I really think this is just a blip right now. It's going to take a minute. The thing is,
he ain't got that much time.
He came on and I watched his apology. Again, he apologized to Chris Rock, his mother, and he said he's reached out to Chris Rock and he hasn't heard back. And that's fine too. Here's the thing is, you have to be the one to make amends. You got to try to make it right. Now, if that other person never responds, you've done all you can do. Here's the thing, sometimes when people want you to apologize, they want you to keep apologizing over and over again, and you shouldn't have to do that. Once you do it, you reach out to them, give them their space and time to respond. If they never do, you wash your hands of it. Life goes on. He made a mistake. He fessed up to it. He made a video, and that's all he could do at this point. I think we can't keep holding that over his head, me personally. But again, and Chris Rock has every right not to respond if he don't feel like it. I mean, that's his choice too. But Will had to make amends. I just feel bad for on both sides, because we got two brothers, man, that's talented in their craft, and this has definitely it definitely wasn't a good look for Will at all. Again, Chris Rock, much respect to him for holding his peace, for taking that slap. But again, I just hate to see two black men at odds like this. That's a disappointing thing about it.
Okay, Devin, so this is what I want to ask you, because I hear what Kenny's saying, and I don't agree with everything, but this is why I love us talking, because I don't have to agree with you, but I hear you. You know what I'm saying? But this is what I want to say to you, Devin. I think for where we are today, there are more people that want to hear from Chris than they do want to hear from Will. Like, everybody is hanging on every moment that Chris is up talking. We say, Brittany, I haven't seen it. Was the apology genuine?
I watched it. I mean, it's hard to say if it was genuine. I mean, it's video. Yeah, so I don't know. Right? I mean, he made the video. I can't say, and I'm not in that man's mind, but he made an apology. That's all I can say about it.
Right, but Chris gained more from this, because the people want to hear from Chris more than they do from Will. They tired of hearing from Will, and everybody wants to hear from Chris. Does that make sense, Devin? Or how do you see it?
I think it's awesome, and I love the fact that Will Smith is Will Smith, but his "I'm sorry" means nothing. I just need people, especially the men of my past and present, to understand. I'm sorry is not for you; it's for me, and you're owed nothing for an apology. And I want Chris to stand in whatever it is he wants to stand in and make millions off of this slap and off the humiliation that he faced. Because let's be honest, for a man to be slapped in the face, that's like ultimate humiliation. That's almost the same as being called a B. I mean, it's just, I just think he should capitalize off of it as much as he wants. And Will is really owed nothing. And I think he should be shamed more than Chris ever would. I respect him.
And again, that's true. Black, here's this for you. The reason why I respect Chris Rock so much is because Chris Rock showed me he had some Jerry Jones in him. Y'all remember that time Jerry Jones capitalized? Well, how many times does he do it? But Jerry Jones will take a moment of a gaffe and he'll capitalize on it and make millions.
Right. Yeah.
That makes Chris a genius because he restrained himself and he's about to make millions. Because what we call humiliation, Chris said, no, this is an opportunity. See that slap? It done healed. It done moved on. It ain't changed it, but it made his pocket go like this. And that's what I'm saying about Will. Will's gaff, you having to recover, Doc. You running backwards up a hill. I mean, Black, am I missing it?
No, I mean, not from your perspective, but I love what Kenny had to say as well. And that's for me. This has been a teaching and learning moment for, I think, all of us. And I'm gonna say for me very personally, I'm very proud of Chris Rock and how he handled it, because I don't think I would have handled that. And I love the fact that to get to this stage of my life where I can now sit back and look at something through a different lens. Now, in the heat of the moment, I thought one thing. I love what Chris Rock has been able to do. And so I think he's got great people around him. He's been able to capitalize off of it. Like you said, like Jerry Jones, as a comedian, it's been a boon to his business. He's using it. And I think he has every right to take as much time as he wants to. But I also, Will Smith has taught me some things. I had to take a step back too. Do you know what? There's things that I've done in my life that in hindsight, retrospect, I would do them differently. You know, once upon a time, I lived as reckless a life as you can imagine, with no regard for how anybody would take it. You know, they say when you know better, you do better.
Right.
I think this helps Will Smith become a better person. Number one, we're not going to cry for his pockets. Will Smith's net worth is $350 million.
Yeah, he good.
So don't worry about that. They can't take the money from him. And my thing is, in the greatest moment, this was a humbling moment for him, because he had finally ascended to the pinnacle of what he had been wanting his entire career as an actor. He got the Oscar, and that was supposed to be his moment. But you know, when they say, won't God do it? Won't he do it? Humility knocked him down a few pegs. I firmly believe in my heart that ultimately, in the long run, after it's all said and done, this may make Will Smith a much better person, because he's had to look introspectively at what he did. And I love what he said in his apology, that he realized that slap didn't just hurt Chris Rock, it hurt his mama. And I love the fact that he said that his relationship with Tony Rock may never be repaired.
Right.
That happens. How many of us on this panel right now, we've had friendships end, sometimes tragically, and we wish we could do things differently. It's a part of life. You learn from it, you move on, and it's tragic that it happened and it's played out in public. But I think this is a good thing for both these two men, and then it's taught me a lot too. So I've been able to step back and look at it differently.
Right. And here it is for me. I've been trying my best to hold my tongue about some of this stuff, but I'm gonna say this to y'all. The reality is in Scripture, where it tells you turn the other cheek. Now you see it, and you see the outcome that it has. He said, I'm not a victim. I got slapped in the mouth. Not a victim. So y'all stop trying to victimize me. A lot of people done got slapped in the mouth, and they've had to recover. But Chris Rock showed me what it means to turn the other cheek, not to make him, Will Smith, seem better, but you can see now where Chris is, and the people that support Chris. They will do all the talking. Chris ain't have to say a word. His brother doing the talking. Kevin Hart's doing the talking. They should see that's a whole different power for me. So, you know, Will, you trying to do all the talking for yourself while everybody else is doing the talking for Chris.
But on the thing of Will, this was his first statement though, Brenton. He hadn't said anything up until he made that video.
That's
he
true.
He hadn't said anything.
That's true. But it ain't helping him.
Well, I think he had to though.
He hadn't lost me. I'm still a fan.
eventually we was going to have to hear from Will.
Right.
We wanted to hear that. Okay, what was going through your mind, bro? We wanted to hear from that. So he ain't had nobody out there talking for him. His wife damn sure wasn't helping him. Let's go on. You know what? I'm not going to even go down there. Go ahead, brother Brenton. We're going to go on. Let's move on.
I ain't ever seen somebody pull a Kenny plug.
Yeah. We move on.
Okay,
Brittany,
right.
I know Brittany wants this train to keep moving. So.
Yeah. All right. She said the GOAT is yes, sir. And the GOAT. Yeah, that's funny. Listen, it has been a fantastic show, but y'all know we are at the best part of this thing. Lee Black, living what I deserve. I don't even know where you're going with this.
I know you don't, and I promise I can't make this up. The organic nature of this show, for the people who don't know, I never look at the topics. When y'all be posting all this stuff and the topic, I purposely don't look because I want to have a fresh blanket when I come to the show, so I don't know what's going to be discussed. That we're ending on talking about a victim, I can't make this up. Living what I deserve, it just led right into it. It's just a beautiful moment for me, because when you think about that expression, you think about it with getting what I deserve. And so Beyonce just released an album, that we know. And so I love your expression, because I'm a fan of old B, not new B, but he's got an album called Renaissance and everything, and it's going to be #1 and all this kind of stuff. But a singer Kellis came out, and she's really lightening to Beyonce, that she used a song of hers without her permission and blah, 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 even though Pharrell and them obviously gave Beyonce the right to use the song. Now, this Kellis, she's had one major hit, Milkshake. She used to be married to
Khalees.
Okay,
yeah, Khalees.
Whatever the hell.
Okay.
Yeah, Khalees.
There, because she's had one minor hit, and she's broke up with Nas. Okay, and then you've got Mace, who's on the bandwagon and talking about what P. Diddy owes him. And then it's recently come out just yesterday that he has a record deal with an artist that he shorted money. Mm-hmm. So he did this so-called the same thing that P. Diddy did to him, but he wants P. Diddy to go back and revisit his career and pay him what he think he worth and this and that. And then the great Sly Stallone has been in the news lately because he doesn't own the rights to Rocky, even though he wrote it. And so he wants the actual owner of the licensing of Rocky to go back and give him credit for financially so that he can benefit from it, even though his net worth is about $500 million.
Greedy.
Why am I bringing this up? Because when you talk about victims, this is what's wrong with our country. And so I look at all these stories tonight, our education system, you talking about the Will Smith situation, and how we look at things, and the man from the very beginning of January 6th. We have become a country of where we think people owe us something, and we think that retroactively we ought to be given what we deserve. Nobody owes you anything. You know what I'm saying? And so when I think about these artists and what they've gone through, I'm not crying for Mace. In the moment that you was popular, you shook in your shiny suit and you banged hoes and you traveled and you had a great time. Kellis, you're a one-hit wonder. You will never ascend to the level of Beyonce. Sit your ugly ass down. And Sly, I can't think of you've been inducted into the boxing Hall of Fame, even though you've never been a real boxer. And you live in a life of riches and glory. But you think people ought to go back in hindsight and give you because you think you deserve more? The word of the day, folks, is accountability. That's what's wrong with our country. Our young people, our old people, everybody think somebody owes them something. I am out of work right now. I'm choosing to get up every day and do what the hell I want to do. And Mr. Charlie don't owe me a goddamn thing. When my bills get to the point where I need to go back to work, when my belly hits my back, I'm going to take my fat black ass back to work. And until then, nobody don't owe me nothing. You owe your damn self. Be accountable. And if you live that way, then you should be living what you deserve. Nobody don't owe you nothing.
Ooh, that's a bad word right there.
Boy, that's a word right there, Jack.
I ain't gonna say it. He said it though. Account. All right, I'm gonna get off of it. That's the new cuss word, y'all. And I'm gonna just tell y'all, Black must be lactose intolerant because I thought everybody liked the milkshake coming to the yard.
There you go.
Just playing. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, man, if nothing else, man, I enjoy talking to these people. And thank y'all for sharing your comments with us. I appreciate it so much. But it is final thoughts time. Miss Brittany, you've done a great job. She wanted us to remind us that instead of saying rubbers, we should say Jimmy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well,
right.
maybe that's what your boys were telling you. Where's that Jimmy hat?
Man,
okay, I was just messing. Brother Kenny, man, I appreciate you today, brother. Give me your final thoughts, man.
Oh man, as always, man, it's a pleasure. Obviously, Devin get the gold star this week. I don't think she dropped. she didn't drop a cuss word. I don't recall, but I know that doggone brother Black did. He dropped a slew of them. Yeah, I said slew. I know that's country.
Diarrhea.
Yeah, he dropped a slew of them. But I just want to say, my brother Brenton, you dropped one of the best jewels in the show that I gotta steal from you. And this is what I want people to remember. Everybody wants to be like Mike, but you need to live like Bill. And I'm going to take that with me for the rest of my life, man, because we did lose a great one. And peace be upon him. Rest in power, Bill Russell. And also, our children are our future. That's what Whitney Houston said. Y'all need to start doing right by these teachers. Because our children are lost at this point. So the education system in this country needs to be fixed. So those are my final thoughts.
You never know what you miss until it's gone.
Yep.
And they gone. So yeah, I appreciate that. Madam Devin, thank you so much for exposing those pimps.
I know. And I just want to say that I'm actually like very God fearing. I found God myself as a child, and I wasn't raised in it, but it helped me through a lot. But what I want to say is, when I was making myself go to church all the time and do things, I always felt high anxiety because the particular pastor at that time always told me I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't devoting enough time. I wasn't paying enough tithes. I wasn't giving enough offering when I seemed to be doing well. And then one day I had the word spoken to me that I would not go to heaven because I was not giving God enough of my time and things like that. But he would get to heaven instead of me, even though he had side women and kids and stuff in the congregation. And I'm not making this up, y'all. And it was at that time when I said to myself, so you mean me being a good person and doing everything right and talking to God and praying would go to hell before you, who's doing everything wrong that we're being taught according to this Bible? It was at that moment that I stood back and said, that don't make no sense. I backed off, and now my relationship with God, I feel, is so much stronger than it was ever when I was trying to do the right thing as far as going to church and giving tithes and offerings. So what I'm going to say is it's okay to step back, ask questions, and make the decisions for yourself. And don't let people in the church manipulate you. You got to think people are supposed to be doing God's work, not their own work. So always ask yourself if that person is doing God's work or if they have their own personal agenda. That's all.
Very well said. Man, you've done well today, man.
I told you.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Listen, he got some more to say, and I'm gonna let him say it. Come on in here, residential Jehovah's Witness.
Mine is a final shout out. Sometimes, our light is dimmed, behind an even greater luminary. So we talked about the loss of Bill Russell. On the very same day, we lost Nichelle Nichols.
Oh yeah,
right. Who played Uhura on Star Trek, and she lived to be 89. And I wanted to just mention rest in peace to her as well. I happen to be a Trekkie. I am a Trekkie fan of the original Star Trek, Captain Kirk and the boys. But a lot of people may not know that Nichelle Nichols, the first interracial kiss on television, was with Nichelle Nichols and William Shatner, or one of those episodes. And then I said this on my show, but I just wanted to shout her out because I don't want her to get lost in the shuffle. She lived a great life as well. She was a great example for African American actors, and the way she carried herself with such dignity and class throughout her entire life. And so, she's not known for playing pimps and hoes. And I said this on my show, Sunday. What I love about the fact that Gene Roddenberry, in his infinite wisdom, put her in that role is that too many times, it's even now when we see shows that's futuristic, we're the black people. Right. When they do cast us, they give us prosthetics and make us because some kind of way in the future, we won't look like us on this, we will have morphed and evolved into some monstrosity. But the idea that Star Trek is centuries away and a black woman will look like a black woman is supposed to look and carry herself like she did.
Yeah.
Odabo, Jack. Rest in peace, Michelle.
Odabo.
Man,
I second that, Odabo, Jack.
All right, y'all. Listen, again, great show tonight. I appreciate y'all. Thank everybody for commenting again. Y'all know I got a question.
Uh-oh.
What do you think of when you hear the term "the apple don't fall far from the tree"? What you think, ma'am, gentlemen? What y'all think?
You just as crazy as a family member.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, you just as player as your daddy was a player.
Whatever.
Okay. All right, Black, you just gonna concur?
Same thing, yep.
All right. Well, let's look at this video and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Oh.
It caught him right in the face too.
Oh my God.
He all right, y'all. He all right. I don't know what we think about the apple falling far from the tree, but I know when the apple tree hits you upside your head, you go get up out of here. So all I'm saying is this: let's stop trying to do hard stuff by ourselves. Okay, just listen. Nobody has been successful doing everything on their own, right?
Right.
So stop doing hard stuff by yourself. For that apple tree, put your butt in a coma.
Oh my, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
All right. I mean, in case y'all didn't see, one more time, Sister Brittany. One more time. Just be careful.
You know what, man?
Oh my God.
You know what? Oh, okay, I'm done.
Okay, I'm just saying. Let's do it together, right? Because if somebody was there, they'd at least say, "Hey," before he got hit, right? I don't know what that's all about. Listen, that's Devin, that's Kenny, and that's Black. We'll see y'all on Monday.
Peace.